Hi class. We're going to go ahead and go over lesson 70 since we weren't able to meet on Thursday, and I know I've just skipped 69, but we're going to go ahead and do 69 and the investigation on Monday. But I wanted to do 70 because it's an easier lesson, and that way it'll give you, you'll be able to get through that one, and then we'll go ahead and cover the other two on Monday. So lesson 70, we won't have to do the warm up or anything. So let's just take a look at the lesson. So far we have been multiplying fractions. We've been changing fractions into improper fractions from mixed numbers and vice versa. And then we've also been learning how to divide fractions. Well, something that will help us when we're multiplying fractions is learning how to cancel before we cancel or simplify, we call it canceling, before we actually multiply and then have to simplify something larger. So what I mean by that is if I have 2/3 times 3/5, I can go ahead and multiply that out and I can get 6/15 and then have to reduce that. Or to make it easier, I can go ahead and simplify first by recognizing that the 3's can cancel out. Because this is just the same as this problem. So just like I've been doing with my prime factorization, I can cancel those. Then I can go ahead and multiply everything on the top, everything on the bottom, and I already have a reduced number. So it kind of makes things easier. Instead of multiplying all that out, sometimes we end up with a pretty big number and then have to reduce all of that. It helps to be able to simplify first. So let's work a couple problems together. So let's say we have 4/5 times 5/7. Well, obviously this one, you have two 5's in there, so if you cancel both of those out, you end up with just 4/7. That's pretty easy, right? Well, what happens if we have a mixed number in there? So what if we start off with 7/8 times 2 and 3/7? Well, we're going to have to turn this into an improper fraction. So I'm going to leave my 7/8, but here I'm going to go ahead and turn this into an improper fraction first. So 2 times 7 is 14, plus 3 is 17. So I end up with 17/7, right? So my 7's will cancel, and since 17 and 8 can't be reduced, my answer then is 17/8, or I can simplify that to 2 and 1/8. So pretty straightforward, right? Okay, let's do one more. How about if we have a division problem? So this time I have 9/10 divided by 9/4. Well, remember with the division problem, what I have been doing is saying how many 9/4 are in one, and then I go ahead and I multiply by this first number. Well, we just turned that into one step and said, let's start with the first number. Let's take the inverse or the reciprocal of this number and just multiply it, right? So now I can notice that my 9's will cancel. I can divide each of these by 2, so that gives me 2 and 5. So now my answer is just 2/5. So you can see that canceling before we actually multiply everything out makes things a whole lot simpler. Sometimes, I'm going to do one of the practice problems, sometimes we have both division and mixed numbers, and really we're just going to put those steps together. So if I have 9/10 divided by 1 and 1/5, my first step is going to be to turn this into an improper fraction. Don't try to do this all at once. It just is going to help you to do it step by step. So now I have 9/10 divided by 6/5. Now I can go ahead and turn this into a multiplication problem. 9/10 times 5/6. I can go ahead and see if there's anything to cancel, which there is. I can make this 1 and 2. I can make this 2 and 3. So now when I multiply, I get 3/4. Oh. There we go, 3/4. So, okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and do lesson 70, just the even problems, and then we'll get together on Monday to do lesson 69 and the investigation 7. So have a good weekend. Bye-bye.